Okay, so, hi, hello, welcome back to another Creepypasta video. Today we'll be reading The Dark Wraith, but before we get into it, I do want to say a few things. First off, this video is a one take, by the way, so hear me stumble, mumble, fumble, and mess up my words. I'm sorry, this is all streamed live over my Twitch, and my Twitch is twitch.tv/jankyjohnny. So, that's why it's live, and this is why it's a one take. And second of all, please consider using code GOONS at gamersubs.gg. It's code GOONS to get 10% off at checkout if you use the code. And that goes for tubs, merchandise, shaker cups, and all of that lovely stuff. Okay, so outside of that, let's get into it. This creepypasta is called The Dark Wraith. Most of the information known about these spirits is unsurprisingly dubious at best, as the survivors have often been paranoid to the extent of insanity, and from what I've seen, the commonalities of past victims include staying within the light, becoming terrified of any unexpected noise, and jumping at merely the flicker of a candle. The worst of which is their fear of shadows and even their own. If they are unavoidably forced into darkness, they'll enter a state of hysteria. However, I once met a man who had claimed to have survived one of these creatures, and yet still be in a reasonable state of mind. While most fear for their lives, this man had a peculiar peace about him. He was old and worn, and despite his grim experiences, he had a sort of a gentle kindness about him. Herein, I have recounted the details that he has described to me. At being a fair distance from these creatures, only slight anomalies occur, and these are notably characteristics which correspond to the paranoia of the survivors. Unnatural flickering of the candles, and occasionally the slight movement of a shadow. He hesitated to proclaim any area safe, but he stated this was most likely the safest distance one could be from them. At about a mid-range distance from the creature, the anomalies become more significant and exaggerated. He made certain to the point that the spirit did not seem to desire to actually be noticed, but its murderous intent was all but obvious upon being within proximity to it. He stated that if someone must come this close, then they should not advance without multiple sources of light. Naturally, torches should be used instead of lanterns or candles, as the spirit was capable of extinguishing dim light within this vicinity. The easiest way to distinguish between this range and the prior is that the movements of shadows become more frequent and dramatic in nature. This man had also described the shadows as morphing into the silhouette of a woman, and generally only the shadows that were in the peripheral vision were prone to the movement. And finally, the man described to me the signs of being within close proximity to the spirit. Shadows begin to dance wildly, often leaping from one to another, dispelling any previous subtlety. All light sources are under constant assault by slow-moving yet unnaturally cold air, which consequently exaggerates the movement of shadows. He said it was important to never stay still while at this range, as the shadows will quickly begin to engulf any immobile person. The spirit's method of killing was naturally unknown, but upon being completely immersed in darkness, victims are known to often emit screams prior to being cut off entirely, shortly followed thereafter by the joyous laughter of a woman, which quickly warps into an inhuman voice. Yet if darkness does entirely encompass someone, the man said it was still not necessarily a guarantor of death. He called the spirit a patient hunter, and she would only kill when she had the perfect opportunity and had not recently attained any prey. He attributed the reason that he was able to survive to this fact, and at this time, I noticed that he wore a pained expression. Thus, I thanked him for sharing of his account and excused him. Okay, so that was a Dark Wraith. I don't know if I He called the spirit a patient hunter and should only kill him when she had the perfect opportunity and had not recently attained any prey. He attributed the reason that he was able to survive to this fact, and at this time I noticed that he wore a pained expression. Okay, I don't know what the last one is, but okay. So yeah, okay. So people are saying that someone close to the old man was taken, but he was able to see everything before that happened. Okay, that's what I'm assuming. But yeah, that was Dark Wraith. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that story. Sorry for me messing up a lot in the beginning. For those who don't know, sometimes I do batch recordings, where I usually record 1 or 2 creepypasta videos back to back. This one is right after the River Country film, which is honestly a really good creepypasta, but it'll probably be out before this one will. Before this one will be posted. So if you haven't seen that one yet, please check that out. It's about Walt Disney World, and if you guys know me, I love talk about Disney. I like to dunk on Disney, so go check it out. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video for today. But if you guys here, I'm gonna keep you guys here just for a little bit longer. Yeah, again, I apologize for messing up a lot in the beginning. My brain's kind of stupid, but yeah. I do have links down below if you want to follow me anywhere. Please remember to use code GOONS at gamersubs.gg. It's code GOONS at checkout to get 10% off all of the shaker cups, merchandise, and all of that lovely stuff. And I do have links down below. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please leave a like. I know this is a shorter video, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. I do have a playlist of a lot more, so go check that out. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.